Interview commencing exactly 1800 hour, Friday, 4th of December 2011. Detective Folt present. Please state your full name and the occupation.
My name is Clara Felicity Harper, and I'm an intern for the offices of Quail and Christ, Paranormal Investigations Agency.
Alright, if you say so, Miss Harper, fair enough. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? We've got 3 dead bodies. One is an unidentified priest with 5 knife wounds to the chest. I've got another elderly male found stuffed in a cupboard, displaying wounds indicating crucifixion. And one middle-aged male by the name of Edmund Boots, also known as Christ. Found this bloke burnt to death. Not nice, not pleasant. I've got another guy missing, a one Mr. Quail. And to add to all this, I've got a fairly large National Trust preserved area of outstanding national beauty burnt to a crisp. Have I missed out?
I don't believe so, sir.
Right, good. Well, let's not forget you, sat here, right in the middle of me. And it seems as though there's only one person able to shed any light on this, and it's you.
Well, surely you've heard of Quail and Christ Paranormal Investigations?
Heard of them? Too right I've heard of them. Heard the radio advert. Couple of charlatans, if you ask me. Snake oil merchants. Calling the gullible and delusional out of their own well-earned money.
Oh no, sir, you don't understand. They may have been a bit rough around the edges, but they weren't con men. They were the best in their field. Legends.
Legends my arse. You'll forgive me for playing the part of the cynic, Miss Harper, and it's not for me to judge the superstitions of others, but at this time, this is a murder inquiry, and I must ask you to stick to the facts.
And you will hear them, Detective.
In your own time, mate.
They were a peculiar little duo. Always wore classical style suits like you see in the old films, with hardly enough buttons between them to keep the fabric together. Foppish, yet trampy. Superior, yet sluggish. They clearly put a lot of effort into their appearance, yet somehow managed to look completely run down the entire time. I started as an intern a few weeks ago. I mainly dealt with their paperwork, answering phones, that sort of thing, but sometimes I got to shadow them on the odd case. They were reluctant at first, as they were pretty secretive about their work. The first case of the week was some old woman down by the seafront.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Quail and Christ, Paranormal Investigations, at your service.
Oh, good Lord, thank God you're here. Do come in.
My name is Christ, this is my associate Quail, and that is Clara.
Ma'am?
Hello.
Now, what seems to be the problem?
What do you mean? Can you not tell?
You can never be too careful in our line of work, ma'am. Fix something that didn't need fixing, and next thing you know, we're on rogue traders.
Again.
I think I see where the problem lies. If you kindly get out, this shouldn't take too long.
Very well. Would you boys and your lady friend like a cup of tea and a biscuit?
Don't be ridiculous. You told me she was going to be sexy. She's not sexy, she's 100 fucking years old.
She sounded sexy over the phone.
Oh, bollocks to this, let's just go. She's never going to sleep with us. Let's just leave. Can we leave?
We can't. We don't have enough money for the bus fare. We need her to pay us so we can get in the off-licence and then get in the bus.
Shouldn't you be getting on with it?
Beginning to wish we hadn't taken you on, you irritating little squit. That government money was no recompense for putting up with you following us all over creation.
We spent the last of our money paying off the Disney settlement.
Disney settlement?
They sued us for using the Lion King theme tune in our radio advert. Tight-fisted bastards. They're arriving court with 5 identically dressed law gargoyles, and we rock in with a bloke we picked up above a Maplins in the shopping precinct, and they called us complacent half-wits.
And then 3 months later we're down 500,000 smackers and those greedy Disney cretins skip off holding hands.
Right. Let's just get on with it, shall we? What's going on here?
We must prepare. Down the hatch.
Yeah, well, Clara, fairly standard level 3 haunting. Creepy mist, possession of furniture, electrical interference. It's damn windy. Quail?
Some minor disembodied footsteps.
Right. Well, that flickering light's annoying. Sort that first. I think I saw the fuse box in the hallway. Better?
I don't understand. You just fixed the ghostly light flickering by fiddling with the fuse box.
What did you think I was going to do?
Well, I don't know, a seance? Some kind of ghost-busting magic hoover? Something a bit more spiritual than what you just did.
Look, let me explain how hauntings occur. You've heard of goblins in the system, haven't you?
Thought it was gremlins in the system.
It doesn't matter. Well, that is the way ghosts work. Similar to how a virus infects a computer system, ghosts worm their way into electrical systems and cause problems such as flickering lights, heating failure, TVs turning on and then off again, that kind of thing. A simple bit of electricianing sorts it right out. If electricianing is the word I'm looking for. Same applies for soft furnishings and other paraphernalia. They're usually brought about by people's inability to keep their own homes clean and tidy and in a decent state of repair. People can be foul creatures. This woman clearly hasn't tidied up in here for a very long time.
Ghosts also infect sewage piping, as you probably know. We're investigating the links between the flushing of tampons and the rise of pipe hauntings. You'd be surprised how many universities have turned down our funding.
Okay then, what else?
Observe the picture on the wall as it rattles and swings on its chain. Quite often this can be caused by pipe ghosts, but I think in this instance an extra nail to steady the picture should do the trick.
There we are. No more ghosts will be hassling this family portrait.
Right, well, what about the chest of drawers?
Usually just a case of tightening the bolts. There, that should do the trick.
What about the rocking chair?
We simply identify the source of the haunting. In this case, those troublesome rounded bits at the bottom. Pass me that hammer.
But that's ridiculous. Surely you can't have got rid of the ghost, you've just broken it.
It's stopped rocking, hasn't it?
Hang on, the chest of drawers isn't looking very happy.
Duck!
Ah!
As you can see, the drawer has just flown out of its casing and hit Quail in the head.
It's true. Sometimes a wayward soul can't be ousted with just a screwdriver, but then we just smash it to pieces so it can't do a fucking thing. Same with other items of furniture that can't be fixed.
We dispose of the debris as part of the service. Well, we fly tip it somewhere any road.
And I suppose getting rid of this creepy mist has something to do with those two office fans.
Correct. Quail, plug in the fucker.
Behold, the ghostly mist dissipates.
Now for those footsteps. Quail, hoof that rug down.
Yep, done.
This is silly. What about the howling wind?
Probably just shut the window. Then we'll give this place a bit of a tidy and we're done.
So you're honestly saying that to get rid of ghosts, all that's required is some amateur DIY and cleaning?
Well, I'd hardly call it amateur, but essentially, yes. What did you think? Ghosts don't care about waving chains, screaming, or hurting people.
People who claim they've seen physical manifestations of ghosts are either lying or mental. Authentic paranormal activity is bound to minor yet quantifiably startling phenomena, invariably involving electricity, furniture, or mess, which can be solved with tools, a BTEC, and a hoover. That's how it's always been, and we charge them up the arse for it.
But people could easily just do it themselves. For free.
Well, Stu, they don't experience haunting. Others are just thick.
Or mental.
Oh my word, this is unbelievable. It's like an entirely different room. Finally, I can relax in my own home. Whatever can I do to repay you boys?
Here's an itemised bill for services rendered, ma'am. Payments must be immediate, as in now.
Oh my, this is quite a lot more than what you quoted over the phone.
It is the nature of the business, ma'am.
Of course. Well, I will have to take some money out of this month's rent, and perhaps next month's rent also, and the bills maybe have to wait for a while.
That'll do.
Now, you need to keep this room well ventilated, but don't open that window. Leave the carpet where it is and the fans are complimentary. They eat electricity, but there you go. It's been a pleasure, ma'am, and it wouldn't kill you to run a hoover around a bit.
Now, we're going to take Clara and show her how we drink in the office. Come, woman.
I have work to do if it's all the same to you.
Have it your way. More wine for us.
We'll see you when you're dead.
See you when you're dead.
It was their catchphrase. I told them it was insensitive, but they didn't seem to care.
Right.
That's how it used to be. They'd go in, do some DIY, and then bus it back to the office, spending their wage in the off licence on the way.
Sound like right pillars of the community. Go on. Continue.
They sent me away for a week on a course. On the following Monday, I came in to find Mr. Quail alone with his head buried in his hands, muttering incoherent nonsense. Just another day at the office. Good morning, Mr. Quail. How are you today? I brought you a coffee.
Oh, what are you doing back? I thought you'd gone away. Go away.
Oh, charming. You sent me on a course, remember? Ghost Tours of Great Britain. I've just got back.
I sent you away. I don't remember mentioning a course.
Just look at the state of this room. It's filthy. Let me take some of these bottles for you. Do you want me to put these files back in the cabinet? Come on, where are we off to today? I want to see more of what happened last week. Quail and Christ the Brave, the heroic, the nation's saviours. What's that smell?
Never mind the smell. As soon as Christ reappears, we'll get on with it. Oh, there's yellow on my shoe.
There's yellow all over the office. Let's get this over with. Where's Christ?
He drank a pint of whiskey and Bisto and then went off to be sick. That was about 18 hours ago, so fuck knows.
Aren't you worried?
No. A couple of months ago, he disappeared for 5 days. Some woman from the local psychiatric institution brought him back. She thought he was having paranoid delusions and was quite surprised when I explained he was in fact called Christ and worked as a ghost hunter. She only brought him round for closure.
Greetings, puny humans. That coffee.
Not yet. You make yourself useful and pour this wretched liquid into that plant pot. You don't get one because we hoped you weren't coming.
I don't want any whiskey. It's 8:30 in the morning. What's wrong with you? Tell me about where you've been up to for the last few days.
Well, a lot can happen in our line of work over the course of a full English week. Where could I possibly start?
Have you got the newspaper? Give it to me. Here we go. Once again, the heroic Quail and Christ smelt a troublesome ghost armed with only extreme youth and quite astounding beauty.
Excuse me?
Fine. Quail and Christ once again free a troubled city from the grips of spiritual disquietude. This week alone, the duo rid no less than 30 homes and businesses of their irksome spiritual manifestations, leaving in their wake an entire rainbow of thankful families and redeemed livelihoods.
Seems a bit fruity.
Well, I'm the only one with pockets that aren't broken. They're only big enough for tabloids. I ain't carrying no bag. Clara, be a darling, get in here with the week's case list.
I'm standing right here.
Just get the files.
Our last assistant was completely useless. She filed everything under G, for ghost.
She also failed to notice that we hadn't paid her for the last 16 months of her employment. Started as a joke, but it became convenient.
We used it to gamble, although I tend to forget which came first.
What happened to her?
I don't know.
You found that case list yet?
Yes. Okay, Monday morning was Mrs. Haddock at 14 Marine Parade. She complained of a putrid flesh smell coming from under the stairs, accompanied by devilish groans and knocking.
Ah, this breed of spectre infests people's belongings, causing them to rot. We tossed the contents of the cupboard in a skip, installed a Glade plug-in and some puffy foam stuff on the walls to take away the knocking, which is a symptom of the confined space.
Monday afternoon, Mrs. Helicopter was disturbed by soiled plates being flung from her kitchen sink across the room, often hitting members of the family.
A ghost born of unhygienic conditions. We installed a dishwasher and suggested to Mrs. Helicopter she should take her role as a mother more seriously.
Tuesday morning, the St Agnes Centre for Wayward Girls complained of rooms being trashed, expletives being yelled, and attendants being smothered in garden waste.
Fairly standard poltergeist activity brought about by troubled young minds. Just a case of installing a few arcade machines in the recreation areas and having a nice deep chat with the young ladies, effectively putting their minds at rest, albeit temporarily.
Wednesday morning was when you both took the morning off, but Wednesday afternoon...
Wednesday afternoon was a particular belter.
The peer complained of strange clanging sounds, heinous screaming and ghoulish yells coming from their horror hotel ghost train ride.
Now, the the thing you have to remember about haunted houses are that quite a considerable amount of the noises being issued by haunted houses during their operational lifespan consist largely of clanging sounds, heinous screaming, and ghoulish yells.
Challenge was to differentiate between the two. We immediately demanded the pier be closed to visitors, but for their normal operations to continue. We set up camp, armed with only our wits, our tools, and a picnic basket.
And after several rides on the roller coaster, a very laboured stint on the helter-skelter, and a couple of failed attempts on the bucking bronco, we felt sufficiently accustomed to our surroundings to enter the ghost train arena.
After securing ourselves into the ghost train car, for there were no safety advisors to assist our endeavours, our journey began. We were taken through a set of swinging doors into a dark hallway. Both Quail and I shivered at the prospect of what horrors may be awaiting our arrival beyond the impenetrable darkness. Yet we were not afraid.
We passed the hallway without incident, yet a sound from beyond the approaching set of doors and an eerie green glow emanating from between the cracks made clear that this darkness was just a precursor to the horrors that were held beyond. The doors were shunted open by our car and we entered a chamber filled with a thick green mist and bathed in flickering light.
What became immediately apparent was a cage that appeared, for the time being, empty. Our coach approached the cage, and all seemed to be well, until we made an abrupt turn to the left, and a horrifying werewolf appeared and began rattling the bars with its mottled claws.
This occurrence added brown and yellow to the green and grey hue that had until that point been prevalent upon the scene. It was at this point Christ decided to exit the vehicle. I remained safely on board, something he would very shortly wish sorely he had done.
I'll get that, shall I?
Well, yes, obviously.
Who the hell could that be at this time in the morning?
A young lady to see you, my loves.
Send her in.
But what happened on the ghost train?
I'll tell you later. There's a young lady here to see us now.
I bet she's hot. Quick, tidy yourself up.
Oh, hello, my name's Hero. I'm looking for Quail and Christ Paranormal Investigations.
Hero? Got next door.
This was the first time we'd met her. From then on, everything changed. If only she hadn't come that day. She was beautiful. Around 20 years old, I'd say. Tall, elegant, long brown hair, cheekbones. She had a frailty about her, like she was much older. Obviously, Mr. Quail and Christ enjoyed her immensely.
Yes, ma'am. You have been successful in locating the offices of Quail and Christ Paranormal Investigations. My heart is a-tremble, and I shudder to ask of what you may inquire, as any apparition not humbled by the mere sight of your exquisite, nay, heavenly beauty is not a spirit that any man nor deity in his right mind should set upon himself to vanquish.
May I talk to someone with a brain, please?
Yes.
I'm here for my sister, my poor Mercy. I fear she may be possessed by a demon.
A demon, you say?
I see. In your own time, miss.
All started after the family had a film night 3 nights ago. My sister, she was behaving so strangely, irrationally. She started swearing at people. She would say things I've never heard her say before. Things I would never dream come out of such a sweet, young, innocent girl's mouth.
What, like, suck it, you shit mother?
Not exactly, but a bit like that.
Please, go on.
Well, the priest had been coming over daily until one night she...
Killed or maimed the priest?
Yes, he's okay, but, well, I don't think he's coming back.
Has she flung any shit or other excretions? Some green?
Yeah, so much green. You don't understand. Physically, things she's doing, can't physically.
Ma'am, please retire to the waiting room. Clara will join you shortly so you can furnish her with the details. We will be over as soon as we can. Fear not, your sister will be fine. I give you my word.
That was intense.
And exactly the reason I told you we shouldn't advertise our address on the internet. Jesus Christ, man, that was unpleasant. These nutters need to be filtered.
What do you mean? That was a genuinely distressed woman. Aren't you going to help her?
She was hot at the beginning, but then she just got cloying. I bet she cries most of the time.
Are you honestly saying we're not going to help her? Why?
There are many things to do with our business that we haven't yet told you. A, because it's rank, and B, because it does not concern us. Cloying women with rank problems that do not concern us, do not concern us.
What part of the girl possessed does not concern paranormal investigators?
Possess my arse. All that girl needs is childline. We'll notify social services and then wash our hands of the whole affair.
Last time we went to a possession case, we ended up adopting that preposterous little Bosnian boy who kept trying to wire money to his family using the toilet. Wonder what happened to him?
Come on! We have to at least check it out. What if it really is possession? Do you really want to miss out on the money?
Fine. Jesus, you're a pain in the arse. Go and get her details and meet us at the bus stop. We have a few phone calls to make.
That money was not worth putting up with her.
Not since we spent it already.
No, shit. Have we tracked down that horse yet?
Nope. The plane went down somewhere in Mexico. To be honest, you can't buy much horse with that kind of money these days. Had a kick that could kill a dinosaur, though.
Maybe next time the government gives us money, we could buy a dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur?
Off the top of my head, I'd say a pterodactyl. Need some time to think it over.
We better go. I hate possession cases. Grab the ghost phone.
Where the hell are they, hero?
Oh, be patient, Grandfather. They will come. Thank you for arriving so quickly. You can't have been more than 15 minutes.
The bus service is very reliable these days, miss.
Do you like my shoes?
Yes, they look very well taken care of.
Good. Now, if I remember correctly, you're having some problems with Satan.
She's having a particularly bad spell at the moment. The priest went in a while ago, but he hasn't come out yet. Can you help her?
And you are?
I'm the girl's grandfather. Can you help our poor dear Mercy?
Perhaps. But before we do, we have a few questions you must answer.
Okay.
Have there been any recent events in the family that might have caused some distress to the young lady? Death of a beloved pet, for example.
Well, yes. The girl's parents died in a terrible car accident last year. I'm their only living relative. I take care of them.
I see. Now, is there any history of abuse in the family?
Oh, no, none. Our parents were kind and gentle people.
Right. And you, sir? Bit of a drinker, are you? Ever come home from your local booze pit feeling a little lonely?
How dare you? Certainly not. Never. I love them both with all my heart. The appropriate amount.
Of course not. No, we have to ask.
But what of this priest? How long have you known him?
Father Burke has been a close friend of this family for many years. He presided over the baptism of both Hero and Mercy, and has been nothing less than a rock during our turbulent times.
So he spends a lot of time with the girls, Mercy in particular.
Well, yes, he's been giving Mercy some private tutoring these last few months. But he'd never hurt her. He just wouldn't.
I think we've heard enough. Would you mind directing us to the young girl's room? Clara, you had better stay here just for the time being.
Why can't I come in with you?
We'll send for you once we've secured the area. Sir, the girls' room?
Up the stairs, first door on right. Through here?
You really have nothing to worry about. I've seen these two at work, and even in the most horrific of circumstances, they sort it out with such simplicity. It really is astounding.
I hope so. This family's been through enough.
Father Burke has been in contact with the Archbishop to get permission to perform an exorcism, but he said that would take months. They have to come and do all sorts of nonsense before they give the go-ahead. I don't think my sister has that long.
Well, at the speed these two work, your sister should be fine by the end of today. I'd stake my life on that.
Who are you anyway?
I'm Clara. I clean up after them.
All right.
Would anyone like a nice cup of tea?
We noticed that that priest of yours has somehow been impaled on a spike with no trousers on, and there's lots of knives sticking in it. Now, don't worry about that. We don't know how they got in him, but it doesn't matter because we've put them away now, and we've locked that drawer that keeps falling open. Neither of those things will be bothering you again.
Also, we couldn't help noticing the young girl was tied up and in a state of some agitation. She was right wound up. But we've untied her and she seems better now. I'll just be taking this TV too. No more scary movies for her.
Bye now.
Hey, wait!
What the hell have they done?
Mercy, no!
So you're telling me these two tea leaves fled the scene, just taking a TV in the process? Can you just tell me what exactly went on in that room?
I don't know. They wouldn't tell me. Never in all my life have I seen two grown men so utterly shaken to their core.
Jesus Christ. Perhaps we better leave this here, because I think I need to get some rest. I think this is going to be a long night.